Greetings again, Chumbas. This time on PunkGenerator, we're going to talk about what this. What the hell does all this mean? We're going to discuss it right now on this one. Quick word, this is all Cyberpunk. That's what I do here. 2020 pretty much only right now. Red is coming soon in 2077. News as I get it. And we're going to do some live gameplay as soon as it is actually released. I can't wait, right? Okay, so we're going to talk about this right here. Um, what is all this stuff? Well, these are called, according to the core book, these are called the weapon codes. This, I gotta decipher the codes. So here you go. It is the name, the type, the accuracy, concealability, availability, damage, and ammo, number of shots, rate of fire, and reliability. That's what all this stuff is. So we're going to go across this one at a time. Try to make it quick. This isn't going to be the most interesting thing, but if you pick up a core book, you look at a gun, you look at black hands, you look at a weapon description, and yeah, we're just going to cover it. Here we go. Um, so I'm going to switch over here real quick. So there you go. We're going to switch over here. We are going to talk about, let's see, what do we got first? We got, well, the name. Name is pretty self-explanatory. It's what you call that particular weapon, right? We don't think we need to talk about that much more. But we are going to get into the types. All right, that's the second one on the list, I think. Yeah, okay, second one on the list, weapon types. The code for weapon type is right here. So we have M for melee, P for pistol, SMG, submachine gun, rifle, heavy weapon, shotgun. Now basically these refer to what type of weapon it is, but also what skill you'll need to actually use it. Now the shotgun, there's not a separate skill for shotgun, but I always just use rifle. If you're trying to use shotgun, you use the rifle skill. For that weapon, it's a big, heavier, long gun. Use rifle skill. Right, okay. Um, so we got type, we got name. Accuracy is the next one, so we'll go back over here and go to accuracy. Right, we'll turn this one off, we'll go over to accuracy. Okay. Accuracy is abbreviated WA when you see it places. It is a 0 at weapon accuracy, is just average accuracy. It's not a bad gun, not an exceptional gun, weapon, whatever it is, it's just average. Usually most weapons are going to be -3 to +3. Obviously -3 being the lower quality, low quality, or a damaged weapon, or just a crappy weapon of some kind. Whatever that weapon accuracy is, you add it to your attack roll when you go to hit with that particular weapon. All right, we're going to flip over here. The next one is concealability. Concealability is going to be on there. Let's flip back over here real quick. So that P was pistol in this case, +3. So it's a +3 weapon. J is our next one. J is our concealability. So concealability over here, we have pocket, jacket, long coat, not concealable, right? So PJ, L, and N. In the case of our example, it is a jacket concealable. So if you're wearing a jacket, you can hide it underneath the jacket one way or another, shoulder holster, shoulder rig, that kind of thing. If it is a pocket-sized weapon, it can literally go in a pocket. It could be tucked up into a sleeve, potentially tucked into a pant leg, an ankle holster, something like that, and not easily be visible. So that's jacket. The next code on here is an R. That R, we go back, let's see, R is, we go to availability. R in this case, in our example, is rare. Rare means like one-of-a-kind custom-built weapons, perhaps specialty military-only weapons, things that you're not going to be able to find hardly at all. But to go down the list, excellent is everywhere. Okay, this is like a club, for example, would have an excellent availability. Club is just a freaking stick. You can find a club anywhere. Knives are going to be excellent. You can find knives pretty much anywhere, regular knives or stuff like that. Common. Common means it's very commonly available. Most any kind of weapon store, but even a mall, other shops, on the street, everywhere. It's not going to be hard to find. Not quite as available as excellent is, but it's pretty common. It's not going to be difficult to find it usually. Poor, P for poor. Now this one's going to be a little more difficult. This one's going to be your controlled illegal weapons, stuff you're going to have to go to a black market for, specialty store for, find the right fixer, find the right gang to buy it from, that kind of stuff. Those are your availability codes. All right, so that was our rare availability. Now, this particular weapon that I'm using for example, this is a custom built one, by the way. Um, this is a 5d6+2, 13 mm. Well, what all that means, that's referring to the damage of the weapon, all right? So we'll go back over here, we'll flip to damage. Now, we're talking about damage. Damage in Cyberpunk is always going to be a die 6 or a die 10, a quantity of those. In this case, in our examples that we've got up here, a 4 die 6 or an 8 die 10, it could be a 2 die 6, it could be a 12 die 10. Whatever it is listed, that's the damage the weapon does per round when you actually do hit with it. The other options, you could be a stun, could be a weapon that doesn't do physical damage per se, it just stuns the target. Could be something that administers a drug, so it's whatever the effect of the drug is the effect when you hit. The other item in this line is ammunition, ammo. These are going to be listed in their caliber size, which for the most part in Cyberpunk are all in millimeters, 12 millimeters, 9 millimeters, whatever. Some of those classic guns are still out there. You're still going to see things like a 454 Conceal. There's the 6.666 Hellbringer, for example. These are weapons in imperial measurements, right? But most of them are in millimeters. The other exception to that rule would be shotguns are usually going to be engaged. So you're going to have a 12 gauge, 20 gauge, whatever it is. The other couple of other ways it could be listed. By weight, it could be by so much weight, 1 kilogram does so much damage or whatever. But basically the point of this is whatever the package, however that round comes, that's what we're talking about. So one 12 millimeter round, one 12 gauge round, one half a kilogram, whatever it happens to be. Okay, so we'll go back to our example here. Now that was that referred to a damage and the caliber. Next is the number of shots. Now going back over here again, number of shots. Number of shots refers to, well, how much it can hold. Sorry, how much you can hold in a regular magazine or whatever it is. Yes, a magazine and a clip are completely different. They're not the same thing. If you don't know the difference, let me know down in the comments and I'll do a video on it. It's okay. Not everybody knows. They're frequently used interchangeably, which kind of bugs me and people that do know the difference. But anyway, there you go. This is also whatever the load of the weapon is. Again, if it's by weight, for example, whatever the package is. If you're doing custom things, it might even be by literally a package might be the per thing, the number of shots that the thing holds. Who knows? Whatever it is, it's a standard one of those things that holds it. Now, the reason it's considered a standard one, if you've got, just to go back over here to our example, this one holds 5 in a standard magazine. Okay, now that's a standard magazine. You might be able to go to a good tech, a weaponsmith, maybe a specialist, and have a higher capacity magazine built for this weapon. A 7 round or a 12 round, or you might be able to have a drum that holds 50 rounds or something like that made for the weapon. These would be custom things, depends on your ref, all that fun stuff. But that's the difference between a standard and then you got other stuff you could have done. The next item in here is the 1. The 1 refers to, let's go up there, rate of fire. It's not hard. All right, this is, as abbreviated ROF as it says, but this refers to how many of those shots can be fired in a standard round, or a pull of the trigger, depending on the weapon. Sometimes it's one or the other. Usually it's how many rounds. So a standard round, yeah, so there you go. Pretty self-explanatory. Again, if there's something about any of these things don't make sense, please just drop me a comment, let me know. We'll do another video answering the comments depending on what's appropriate. We'll go from there. Okay. So this particular one is a rate of fire of 1. So it can hold 5 in the magazine, but you can only fire 1 shot at a time. Okay. The last code on here is ST. Now ST in this case, let's see, ST reliability refers to, well, how quality or not, how durable or not this particular weapon might be. So if you have a V, VR, that is wrong. That should be VR. I have it wrong in my little thing there, so sorry about that. VR is very reliable. ST for standard, UR for unreliable. Basically, yeah, very reliable weapons. Even if you roll a 1, you fumble. That just means they usually, again, this depends on your ref, what kind of chart they might be using, how they want to play it. But the way I would do it, a very reliable weapon, when you fumble with it, it just jams. It's a simple jam. You're not likely to actually break the weapon. Depending on the game I'm running, you might roll a second die to see if it's if you get a second 1, well, then maybe you did break the gun. A 10 just means it was a simple jam, easy to clear on the next round. Standard reliability is in between. Now, I've seen some stuff that say if you fumble on a standard reliability weapon, then you might roll another die 10. If you get a 1, 2, maybe something like that, maybe a percentage. It depends on the ref, okay? Depends on the ref. But anyway, depending on what you get on that second roll, you might actually damage the weapon. It's a less reliable, less high quality, not as good a quality weapon. Unreliable, pretty much exactly what it says, okay? You fumble with that weapon, you're very likely to have damaged it, to broken it, melted it down, it's junk, that kind of thing, okay? So there you go. Standard. I also usually play an unreliable weapon. If you fumble with it, it may not even be repairable. Standard and very reliable guns are more likely to be repairable, not just completely disposable trash if you damage them. Alright, so there it is. So again, just to reiterate all of this really quick, this particular sample weapon is a pocket concealable, +3 for man. Sorry guys, it's late. Let me try that again. P for pistol. This is a pistol-sized weapon. +3 accuracy, jacket concealable, rare availability. In this case, I'm using this as a custom-made one-off weapon, but it might be a highly uncommon military-only grade weapon or something like that as well. 5D6+2 is what you'd roll if you hit with it per hit. The caliber of ammunition you need to buy to keep this thing loaded up is 13 millimeter. Standard caseless, because it doesn't say anything else. It holds 5 rounds in the magazine, 1 shot per firing of it. Pull the trigger, whatever. ST, standard reliability. So for all its cool benefits, high accuracy, high damage, and so on, it's not the most well built. There is a chance if you fumble with it, if you drop it, if something happens, there's a chance that it's going to break or might become unfunctional for 1 round or 2 or 3, depending on what happened. Okay, so there you go. That pretty much covers it. That is, get this stuff off. Okay, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. See you in the next video.